Wow, wow, wow. Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Well, today, guys, we're talking about heart health, and I'm starting out here. I have some chicken, sweet and sour chicken. See if you can see it. Sweet and sour chicken. I love this, guys. And then I have what I want to talk about is this green thing here, this avocado, right? Father, bless this food in Jesus' name. Amen. Mm-hmm. Mm, good. Now, I once did not like avocado. I couldn't figure out how to eat it and didn't want anything to do with it. I knew it was extremely healthy for me. hmm And I thought, you know what? Bought a bag, saw one of my coworkers at work. She came in and she just opened it up and ate it. Got a spoon and started eating. I thought, oh no, I can't do that. Mm, how am I going to do that? So I went to the store. Some of you guys that work with me, you know the story. So I went to the store and I bought a bag of avocados. And I brought them home and I took one. I love this chicken. Mm, mm-hmm. Good and tender too. I took one out, peeled it like I saw her do at work. And I proceeded to eat it. I said, oh my goodness. I couldn't handle it. Took the whole thing, bag and everything, threw them in the garbage. Went to work. My coworker said, oh no, mm-mm, you didn't do that. And I said, yeah, I said, I can't. So then I started doing some research and trying to see how I could do it. So I first started out, I wasn't able to eat it like this. I first started out doing a smoothie. I found out that I could put it in my smoothie and it will work well. I said, okay. So for the longest, I would put it in my smoothie. hmm And then I got where I'm probably not going to eat all this. This is a lot. Doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot. And then I got where I could put in my yogurt. I started doing that, and I said, okay, that's working. Um, a little bolder, a little bit bolder, right? And then I got where I could put it on my salad. So I got where I could cut it up in strips, little chunks like this or whatever you want. It's not too big, see it? And put it in my salad. And I said, okay. And then I just started, making it a point to add it to my diet. So it wasn't something I grew up with. Now, in Florida, they had these large avocados, but I didn't know about them. For some reason, it wasn't in our diet. I don't know. Um, so I didn't know how healthy they were for us. You know, it's just this green thing. I mean, you can't see the color there, but you can see a little green. Is there? It's green and stuff is going on. You go like somebody saying, "Oh no, I can't handle the green. I just can't handle it." All right. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take on the flavor. Doesn't change the flavor. It's not changing the flavor of my sweet and sour chicken. It's not doing that. It's just another ingredient in the meal. Mhm. But it is so healthy for us. All right. And I don't have my, this is not the drink in this one, but for this beetroot, we're going to talk about that as well. Now, as a kid, I was anemic, low iron, low blood, whatever. And so the doctor told my mom says she needs to eat beets, right? I kind of like beets. They're kind of messy. You got to be careful, and red and all that stuff. You can buy all kind of beets out of the store, sliced beets, pickled beets, canned beets. Yeah, if you're on the farm, they grow them. Um, to build up my iron in my body. Mm. So now I have found, and I've been using this now for a while. I can't remember when I started. It hasn't been years, but definitely been quite a few months I've been using this. Um, this is beetroot. It's a powder, and it has pomegranate. You ever heard of pomegranate? Pomegranate berry. So it's a pomegranate berry fruit inside mixed in with it. And what it is it's a powder. It's a simple powder. Now this jug is about gone. I just ordered a new can. But if you can see down in there a little bit, see it kind of dusting out, it's a powder. Yeah, see it? It's a red powder. Yeah. And you take let me see, I think the ingredients are 2 teaspoons. What is that? Well, there's a scooper. There's a little scooper comes with it. I think the scooper equals to maybe a tablespoon or something. So you take one scoop that comes with this and you put it into water. Or you can put it into your smoothie, you can put it into wherever you want. Me, every morning I get up, I get me a scoop and I put it in the jug of water and yeah, and chuckle it down. Now, what is it good for? Because we're talking about heart health. Heart health. What is it good for? It's good for healthy blood pressure. It's good for healthy blood flow. And as we get into stuff, I want to talk more about the blood flow. I was just talking to my sister on the phone last night, and she was telling me, she said, they're working on my legs because of the blood flow. It's got to get to the tip of the tippy toes, right? Keep that circulation going. And we all have to do that. Remember, I had shin splints, and I was like figuring out my mind, getting the circulation going. So all of that in the legs, and varicose veins, and on and all that stuff. Now, I'm not giving you anything here. Everything on here is educational. Before you do it, check with your doctor, please. There's no guarantee here that any of this. We'll just talk about just natural old home remedies that we grew up with that can help us if we eat right. That's all we're doing. So you still need to go to your doctor, get your prescription, get your pills, get whatever it is you need, and do that. But you can also research out. Guys, you see I voted yesterday sticker. It is right there. You can also um, research and find fruit because the Bible said what the trees, the fruit, the vegetables, everything is our medicine, food, right? There it is. So it's a healthy blood pressure, blood flow, nitric oxide, which we need to open up our veins, energy, and then heart health, a healthy heart. I think pomegranate has a lot of benefits all by itself. I might see that one in a minute. So, as I research and tons and tons of information, we're not going to get it all today. I'm just going to give a few things because this will probably be going on for a while. So why am I interested in telling us to improve our health? Well, I mean, I know you say, oh yeah, but no. Um, With things changing right now, we might not be able to just run to the doctor and do all kinds of things. So sometimes you might need to go back and get some of them health remedies that we maybe grew up with, that we knew about, right? So to improve your health, we're going to focus on small, consistent changes. And what I was just doing there, eat whole foods, move daily, sleep well, and manage stress. Those are some things. But I want to get back now to, um, I'm going to come to some nutritional tips, but I want to go to this particular source that I have. It's a book. It's got all kinds of remedies in there, and it's all copyright, so we can only use it for educational purposes, and you can order your own. You can get it online. I put the name in the description box. You can Google it. I can't tell you exactly. They don't have a website, but you can Google it and get it. So one of the first things that they had in the book, as I looked at, was avocado. And so I just got through eating some of that. So what was that for? So avocados are rich in monosaturated fats. And they're a little high in calories, but you only, and I put a whole one in there, but you can eat like maybe a half of one or something, in your meal. And they can freeze. You can also buy it frozen. You can also buy it frozen too. I make mine last longer by putting them in the refrigerator, and they last longer that way. Okay, because you want to keep them when they're that green and yellow. You don't want them to turn. Well, if they start turning, I don't think they're good. You need to get rid of it. Okay, so avocados are rich in monosaturate, in potassium. Now, potassium helps to lower your blood pressure. Yes, and so unless you are on a special diet like kidney failure, you got kidney failure, you can't have that. If you're doing this, I don't know what else, but I know for sure that one. If you have kidney failure, you can't have a bunch of potassium. By all means, don't do that. That is bad, bad, bad. Okay. But otherwise, potassium is a electrolyte that helps lower our blood pressure. And in the avocado, you're going to get potassium. You're going to get monosaturated fats, not poly, which is when you read those oils you buy, and have all those oils are not good. So olive oil, coconut oil, and then avocado oil, they're all good. Um, and then just the avocado we're talking about. Okay, and fiber comes out of that avocado I was just eating, which helps to reduce the what? The LDL. Somebody might say, what in the world is that? That is the bad, bad, bad cholesterol. The LDL is the bad, bad, bad cholesterol. We don't want that one. We don't want that one. Okay? And it improves heart functions. So it helps to reduce our cholesterol. It's usually 200. I think is the thing that we want to be. No, we don't want to be at 200 with our cholesterol, but if we are, we want to try to work hard to get it lower. We don't want it 200 and above. That's not good. So what does cholesterol do anyway? It clogs the arteries. It's like they once said that years ago they cooked with lard. Remember lard? And we still butter, and how butter cakes in lard was cakey. Okay, so the thought is, or research says, if it cakes up on the outside, then it'll kick up on the inside. What does that mean? It'll stick to the walls of the arteries and start to make them get smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, what does that mean? Then the blood can't flow through as freely. I like to use the illustration of a water hose. Now you have a water hose and you don't have anything on the end of it. You just turn it on and the water just goes real good. And then we used to do this, pinch the water hose and make it spray, or you put one of those sprayers on there and let the pressure back up and then you try to squirt it out. Well, that's kind of like what's happening in the artery. The walls kick up and therefore the blood can't really flow through freely, right? So that's what the LDL does. It's not good for us. So um, let's move on quick. So then the potassium content aids, already said, in blood pressure regulation by balancing. How does it help? It balances the salt levels in our body because we eat salt. You have to have salt. I mean, we're not supposed to have tons of salt. That is not good. Salt makes us retain fluid, and which also squeezes the blood vessels and make the blood pressure go higher. So we're not supposed to have a whole lot of salt, but you can't live without some salt. Okay, the muscles need it to balance. So the potassium then helps to balance the sodium level in our bodies. That's why sometimes your doctor will say eat one banana a day, or whatever the case may be, because bananas also are high in potassium, even though we're not talking about bananas today, but they are. Okay? So what are we saying? You said, if we're talking about avocados, you say consume 1/2 avocado daily, either on toast, in salad, or as a dip. As I say in your smoothie, you gotta put it over there in my food. It works well. Okay? Eating avocados may raise HDL. What is HDL? And it's going to raise it. HDL is the good cholesterol. That's the one we want. The LDL is the bad cholesterol, the one we don't want. Okay. So again, we can use avocado oil for cooking and moderate temperatures as they retain heart health and things. So there's tons of foods in here. I'm going to name some of these. I want to talk a little bit on the beetroot, and then we're going to let you go. It's going to be a short video. Okay, so avocado is good, heart health, because I said improve your heart health with these tips. Okay, so I'm going to give you more than one. Cayenne pepper is good. Cayenne pepper is good. We'll talk about that sometimes. It again helps to lower the bad cholesterol. Okay, and it also it helps to promote better blood flow in the vessels. All right. So cayenne pepper, I would be careful with it because if you're like me, I don't do good with hot things. I don't do good with hot things. Mm. So it says here, start with a small dose to build tolerance, and it can be mixed with honey. I didn't know that. You can mix cayenne pepper with honey, it says, for a less intense taste. I'm just careful about anything hot, so be very careful. But it is in the list for heart health. And I know a lot of the people in the Latino community and others, they're they were raised with eating cayenne peppers and all, you know what I mean? And they can tolerate it well. If you're not used to tolerating it like me, either use something else or use very little till you get used to it. Now, the beetroot. I did just talk about beetroot, and you see that on the picture. So beetroot, again, as beets that grow in the ground, is the root, is high in dietary nitrates, which are converted into nitric oxide in the body, helping to do what? Relax the blood vessels and do what? Improve blood flow, which will help us get the blood to our tippy toes, all down those legs. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, because you can start to feel tight legs, and this can help. This can help, right? So, beetroot. Now, again, it has an earthy taste. So, I get the one that has pomegranate, as a pomegranate fruit mixed in, so I don't get that taste. It's like a berry, just tastes just like berry, the pomegranate itself. Okay, so it says the beetroot helps to reduce blood pressure and supports overall cardiovascular health. The antioxidants in the beetroot also combat, guess what? Inflammation. And a lot of times when we feel discomfort or pain, arthritis, or some other kind of things going on, it's because we have inflammation in our system. Yeah, and it needs to get cleaned out. And so this fights inflammation as well. I didn't really know about the inflammation part, but I know that it was very good for blood pressure. And we have to watch our blood pressure. Um, Someone said, they said, "Oh, my blood pressure is medium." And I said, "Well, what is medium?" And so they said it was 150 over something. I said, "That's not good. We don't want that." Years ago, they said that the American Heart Association, they had given us 120 over 80. And that was the thing to do, 120 over 80, 120 over 80. So we measured that for years. Now they have lowered it. They like it if they can, one under 120, 110, 115, somewhere there, over 70 or something of that sort is good. 120 is not bad, but that is not what they really did. At that time, they're starting to say we are pre-hypertensive. If you looked it up, American Heart Association, they're saying that if you're 120, 130, you're pre-hypertensive. By the time you get to 140, but you're hypertensive. And on up, you already got high blood pressure. So our goal is we want to bring it down. And of course, um, food is not the only way, guys. Stress right now with all the stress that's going on, stress definitely raises your blood pressure. Yes, stress plays a big part. We have to focus hard on not letting all of this stuff that's going on in the world today stress us out. Because it will definitely raise your blood pressure and have you getting more medication or probably getting a stronger medication, or you just don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Okay. All right. So what else about the beetroot? You can drink 1 cup um, of fresh beet juice if you want to buy the juice itself, or add 1/2 cup of cooked beetroot to your. You can cook the beet. You can buy canned, whatever you want to do. Drinking beetroot juice may, now it's not guaranteed. They can't legally they can't say that it will, but they can always use the word may lower your top number on your blood pressure by 4.4. That would be great. So if you're at 120 and it may lower it by 4, what you got? 116, somewhere in there, right? 117. See? And it may lower the bottom number by 1 or a little over 1. May lower it, okay? Um, Consume raw or lightly cooked beets for maximum nitrate content and benefits. So you can look up all the stuff, but the key to it is in my heart as we begin to talk about some different health topics, right? Today is heart health. We're going to be doing some more. Um, we want to stay as healthy as we can, and as caregivers, we want to try to help our family members stay as healthy as they can if they can eat this stuff. Because right now, probably going to the doctor over and over and over a lot, probably not going to be, and we're going to have to go, but we're going to have to be workers together with Christ to try to do what we know we can do for ourselves. Now, another one is blueberries. I ate those yesterday. I ate all my blueberries yesterday. Blueberries, guys, you say blueberries? Yes. Blueberries are rich in polyphenols, including anthocyanins. You said, what is all that? Don't worry about it. What it does is it helps to widen those blood vessels that I talked about, cholesterol, that oil and grease make them, that lard and stuff make it kicked up. But the blueberries help to open them up. And what will that do? Improve circulation and help to get blood to the tippy toes and the extremities. Okay? They support heart health and they lower the bad one. What is the bad one? Nobody's typing it in the chat. LDL, cholesterol. That's the bad one. And it reduces the oxidative stress. Their high antioxidant content helps reduce, here's another one, that's fighting inflammation. Guys, did you know this already? Because I might be boring you. Did you know that blueberries fight inflammation? Did you know that beetroot fight inflammation? Did you know that? My God, I hope I'm not boring you because this is critical. This is some good information. All right. So, eating 1 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries daily. All right. Eating blueberries may lower the LDL cholesterol. It can lower your cholesterol by over 5 points. May, not guaranteed. So let's just see. Cholesterol at 200, and we're eating blueberries. We can bring it down to maybe 195 or 196, 194 just by eating blueberries. Let me say it again. Just by eating blueberries, we can lower our cholesterol by over 5 points, maybe. So again, if we're 200, we can lower it down to maybe 195, 194, and we can reduce the triglycerides, our sugar level, by 6 points. And then it can help us to raise the good cholesterol. But guys, I'm going to be eating more blueberries. I eat them anyway, but I'm going to be eating more blueberries. Bought some, ate them all yesterday. I'm getting some more blueberries. It can raise the HDL, the good cholesterol, by 11.49, almost 12 points. It can raise up oh my God. I'm so glad we're doing this, guys, because some of these details, I know some things or what I didn't notice. So blueberries are on my list, and I will be getting some more as soon as I go to the store. All right. I already have avocados. I already just ordered my beetroot. I will be getting myself some more blueberries. My God, that is good news. Father God, I just thank you. He says, combine different berries. I like berries anyway. Combine different berries like blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries for a broader spectrum of, and they just give you more antioxidants, more protection. Anti means against, so it gives us more protection. But I did not know it could lower your cholesterol like that. Oh my God, that is awesome. Oh, guys, if y'all knew any of this, please, 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 please leave a note in the chat, please. Okay, we got, where we go? Got a few more. Here we go. So we did cayenne pepper. So we did avocados, we did beetroot, we did blueberries, we did cayenne pepper, dark chocolate. I'm a dark chocolate eater. I love it. I can't do anything with milk, guys. No, milk is don't do good with me. I finally learned that out as an adult and stopped torturing myself. Okay, so dark chocolate is outstanding. Let's find out what it'll do because I love it. Dark chocolate is rich again, flavonoids. They help. Specifically, I can't even say this word, epicatechins or whatever it is. Okay, what does it do? It promotes the production of nitric oxide. We need nitric oxide. This relates no, I'm sorry, this relaxes, we know relaxes. This relaxes blood vessels again, enhancing what? Blood flow and lowering blood pressure. Dark chocolate helps to relax the blood vessels and to lower blood pressures. Yes, it also has antioxidant properties that protect the heart by reducing oxidative stress. Here's another one, and inflammation. So dark chocolate helps you to relax and it also lowers your blood pressure. Now I wouldn't say go buy a gigantic bag and because you're going to gain a lot of weight. So I wouldn't do that. So I think we're supposed to do all of this stuff in moderation, probably, okay? So it says to consume maybe 1 to 2 small squares daily. You know, I'm gonna look this up because it's something else we did. My mom always had this. Do you remember cocoa? I don't have my regular guys on. Cocoa that comes in a can. It's 100% And we used to have that in our house all of the time. Mom would use it for baking. We just make hot chocolate and whatever the case may be. That is 100%. And that is the same thing. That's you can get the dark. You can get the dark cocoa. Probably cheaper. I don't know. I gotta price it and see. Haven't bought it in years. And just use maybe a teaspoon of that or something in dark. It's something to think about, right? Some research. Let's do some research and find out. But the key to it is it helps to lower blood pressure. Did you ever know such a thing? Right? And it fights inflammation. So it says choose chocolate that at a 70% cocoa. So the chocolate squares are going to have the sugar and everything. But if we get the one in the can, we get the canned cocoa, it's 100%. It's a powder, almost like the beetroot powder. Comes in a can. Some of you have seen it, I'm sure. If you bake a lot, you've used it. Okay? So it's 100%. Where when you buy the squares, you gotta look and make sure that it's more cocoa than sugar, 70%. I'm gonna go look for the can and see if they still make it that way. I'm pretty sure they do. Okay. So we got avocados, beetroot, blueberries, cayenne pepper, dark chocolate, flax seeds, flax seeds. Now, many people might not deal with flax seeds. I do the flaxseed oil. Take a teaspoon of that. You can also cook with these and do that for heart health. So flax seeds are rich in omega-3, which also is we get that from fish as well. Fatty acids and lignans, right? Now, what does flaxseed do? It lowers the LDL, the bad cholesterol. And guess what else it does? It reduces arterial inflammation. So if there's any type of inflammation in those arteries, flaxseed helps to reduce it. They contain soluble fiber and helps bind cholesterol in the gut, aiding in the excretion. It helps you pass it. It helps you pass it out of your body. Okay? Fiber, period, helps you clean your body. It scrapes the walls of the intestines. Fiber does. That's why I just ate an apple earlier. I eat the apple and the peel. Don't eat the seeds, of course. As a core, but you eat the peels. Why? Because it's fiber and it helps to scrape the walls of your intestines. Yes, we'll talk about fiber another time. All right. So let's see. Uh, Time wise, yeah, okay. Consume 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed daily. Add it to, you can put it in your smoothies, you can put it in your oatmeal, you can put it in your yogurt, and you also, when you cook cookies, and guys that still bake, I don't bake, just me, I don't do any baking, but you can do it in your cookies and you can do it in various things. Okay? So incorporating flaxseed, let's find out what it does into our diet. Now it can lower total cholesterol, that LDL, that one that we don't want, approximately 11, almost 12 points. Oh my goodness. Let me read that again. Total cholesterol by approximately 11.85, 12 milligrams per DEL. LDL cholesterol by 10, okay? Triglycerides by 19. Take that sugar level down in your blood. This thing can do, this is powerful. I already knew this, but I'm telling you, I didn't know it in those figures. Check out flaxseed. If you don't use it, check it out. Always get the ground ones, those are seeds, and you can buy it from Wegmans. Always grind flax seeds before consuming to absorb their full nutritional benefits. Because if you don't, they're fiber, you'll just pass them and you won't get the full benefit out of them. And then if you do buy it, the oil or the seeds, once you get them and you open them, make sure you refrigerate them, okay? Always put them in the refrigerator. All right, quickly. Garlic, garlic, garlic. I know you guys do garlic. You say, oh, garlic smells so bad. Who in the world wants to do garlic? I'm going to tell you something though. I put it, I like the garlic salt, add some on my food. I try to see if I know I'm not going to go anywhere, I know I'm not going to be around a lot of people, I can put garlic on my food, okay? Because it is so, so, so healthy for us. Garlic contains allicin, it's a sulfur compound known to do what? Everything we need, widen our blood vessels. That's the only way the blood is going to get to our tippy toes. Those blood vessels got to be open, enhancing blood flow and reducing hypertension. Why don't our doctors tell us all these things? Because, well, you know why. I'm going to leave that alone. You already know why. And some will give you a couple of pointers on ease of doing that, but you already know why, right? Yeah, they gotta do what they do. Okay. And this is what I'm doing now. This is called preventive preventive care. This is preventive maintenance. It's like you're changing the oil in your car before it gets too bad and then your engine goes bad. You're doing preventive maintenance, right? So as I'm empowering caregivers, do this for yourself and also for your loved one. Okay. So let's go on with garlic real quick. Garlic, thing that smell bad, none of us like, right? So what it does, it widens the blood vessels. It's enhancing blood flow and reducing high blood pressure, which is hypertension. It does that thing. It lowers the LDL. Hope I can say that enough to you. When you see LDL, you go, man, I don't. LDL is not good. How can I get this LDL down? Right? It lowers LDL. Okay, uh, by limiting cholesterol synthesis in the liver and helps prevent hardening of the arteries. It helps prevent arteriosclerosis with, with its anti-inflammatory properties. So it also fights inflammation. That's why it fights against colds and a lot of other things that we get into our system. There was this one community, I think in the Philippines, when COVID was, they used a lot of that in their community because they didn't have all the vaccines and everything. And so they used a lot of that to help fight against those infections and against colds and all of that. Yeah. Okay. So it says here consume 1 to 2 cloves daily or add minced garlic to your salad. Now, I don't buy cloves of garlic because I can't eat it that fast. And it will just run, it'll just dry up and run. So I buy the garlic powder, and that way I can use that and sprinkle it on my food or whatever. Taking garlic supplements may lower high blood pressure by how much? By 8.3, or a little more than 8. So again, if you're at 120, you can lower it down by 8 points, possibly, give or take. It's not guaranteeing anything. It's just saying through studies, this is what they found. Okay? And the lower one underneath, when you say 120 over 80, the lower one is called diastolic. The one on top, we call it systolic. So what is my systolic? If systolic is 140, the high number. What is my diastolic? That's the one underneath. 140 over 70, 140 over this, 140 over that, right? Okay, so now I'm trying to make anybody a nurse here. I'm just sharing some information. I truly think that we need to know, I think lay people, people that are not, I think you need to know as much about your health in your body as possible. Because I think when you go to the doctors and they're speaking the language, and a lot of times you don't fully understand. Sometimes you feel intimidated by asking, "What do you mean systolic? What is the lower number for?" Why is it this way? And you feel you got a right to ask. But I know people like my mom used to be passive, and you would kind of feel like, oh, okay, it's okay, it's okay. No, 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 no. You ask them. And then if you notice already, and when they say that, you'll go, oh, okay. So I know what my systolic is. I know what my diastolic is. Then I know what my pulse is. My pulse is my heart rate. Okay? My pulse is most time is you want it to be 60 or above, like 60. 60 is good. 60, 70, 72, somewhere in there. Under 40s, that's not a good pulse. All right. So you probably want to check that again and kind of not have that. All right. Okay, okay, okay. So if you have that and your doctor say you can run at that, you're okay. But just make sure you just don't take it for granted and make sure you check with your doctor and see if you're running a low pulse like that. Just check with your doctor. Okay. Um, and you can check it yourself right on your wrist, count to a minute, you can check it. Okay. Or if you got one of those the blood pressure that you can put your arm in. Yeah. The digital. Yeah, you can check it. It'll tell you right there. Okay, so quickly, garlic then. So we know that you can use crushed garlic, chopped garlic, or what. So you're familiar with garlic. All right. Olive oil, virgin olive oil, virgin olive oil. Olive oil is loaded with mono. You want the one saturated fat. When you go to buy your oils, if you're seeing poly, that's not good. Mono is the one. One, 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 one. Okay? Mono means one. So you want monosaturated fats and antioxidants. Anti means against. It fight against the oxidants. Okay, like olipurine and hydrotriazole. Don't try to remember all those words. Just know I need one. Okay, which is virgin olive oil is good. That combat oxidative damage and support healthy arteries. All about healthy, strong arteries. All right. What does it do? It helps to enhance vessel flexibility. Olive oil helps to keep our vessels from getting stiff. We don't want them stiff. And HDL cholesterol. It helps to raise the good one, which is HDL. Okay. All right. So let's see what numbers it gives us real quick. Okay. Incorporating an additional 10 grams, which is not much, probably a little couple of, about that much in a little cup, couple tablespoons, right? May lower the risk of cardiovascular disease by 7% and reduce overall death mortality by 8%. Keep you from dying of a heart attack. Thank you. I'll take it. Store in a cool place. Make sure it's in a dark place because olive oil don't like light. That's why when you buy it, it's in those dark bottles. Yeah, it loses its um, it loses the benefits and everything, the substance if it's in light. So it needs to be in dark covered. Okay. And avoid just make sure you get virgin olive oil that you can, if you can afford it. Try to get the virgin. We only add a couple more things. So green tea, got a whole batch of it in there. Green tea is rich in catechins, and particularly they call it EGCG, which enhances blood vessel function and reduce LDL. All of these things, we're talking about heart health. All we're focusing on is reducing LDL, getting rid of the bad cholesterol. Okay. Um, it fights against oxidants, so okay, and it helps to protect against what? The damage of the arteries. And it improves which one? The HDL, the good one. Okay. So we can drink 2 to 3 cups of green tea daily, if you like it, or whatever the case may be. Drink what you can. Drinking green tea daily may lower the risk of dying. Thank you, Jesus. From cardiovascular disease by up to 33%. That's enough to make me go drink a gallon right now. Drinking green tea daily may, never said that it would, lower the risk of dying from a heart attack by up to 33.5%. That is, you heard the word huge? That is huge. So what do you do with it? You can buy green tea packs and all that stuff. Y'all know green tea. You can steep it for 3 to 4 minutes to maximize, the benefits. And then what? By adding a squeeze of lemon. One of my girlfriends, she's a nurse as well, and she says, I like mine with lemon. I never really put the lemon in my green tea. I usually just make the green tea and I don't get what I put into it and just drink it. Yeah, but I might try it with a squeeze of lemon and we'll see what's happening. Hawthorn berry, hawthorn berry, hawthorn berry. That's spelled Hawthorn, and it's a berry. Now, and another nurse she was swore by hawthorn berry. Hawthorn berries are rich in flavonoids and procyanidins, which I can't say, that strengthen the heart muscle contraction. So hawthorn berry, you've seen that tea in the store, right? You've seen that tea? It helps to strengthen the heart muscle contraction. You know how when the heart goes boop boop, boop boop, boop boop, boop boop. I love that one. When I put on my stethoscope, you guys see me at work, I'm listening to the patients, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom. Like athletes, they have that. They have that strong heartbeat. I love that sound. Almost like a Tiffany drum, when you're listening to it. Okay, so the hawthorn berry helps to make that like that. It dilates blood vessels and it increases blood flow. These properties help maintain stable blood pressure and reduce the risk of heart failure. So we want to consume about 250 to 500 milligrams of hawthorn berry tea. So we just want to make a good, nice cup of tea, probably, if we can. You got green tea, you got hawthorn berry tea. Maybe we'll do like the folks used to do in the days of old. They say, well, 2 o'clock is tea time for a cup of tea. And we have a hawthorn tea, or we can have a green tea. Make it a habit, just make it fun, just as long as we can kind of get some tea in. And I take mine and packs to work with me. So as I remind myself again around my 2 o'clock, go have a cup of tea. That's good. Consuming 900 milligrams of hawthorn berry extract each day may lower the risk of a sudden heart attack, sudden cardiac death in heart failure patients. Okay? Best consumed as a tea, pairing with vitamin C can enhance the absorption. So that can put a little lemon or whatever you want in there. All right? Guys, we only got 2 more to go. Let's get them. I already talked about pomegranate because I told you that in my beetroot here, I buy the one, and let's see on the side. See it down at the bottom in the red? Down at the bottom it says pomegranate. Pomegranate. Yeah. So I buy the one with the pomegranate berry in their flavor. I like that flavor. So let's talk about pomegranate. What about it? What about pomegranate? Pomegranate are packed with polyphenols and antioxidants that improve blood vessel health and circulation. They help prevent that bad one. Everybody know what it is now. LDL, oxidation, and it's reducing plaque. It helps get that cakey stuff that I told you. Just like we go to the dentist, unfortunately, we have plaque buildup. It build up in our arteries. So pomegranate help to get the plaque out of there, and that way the blood can flow better. Pomegranate has also been shown to lower blood pressure. Here's another one that will lower the blood pressure. Drink 1 cup of fresh pomegranate juice or eat 1/2 cup of pomegranate seeds daily. It is full of seeds if y'all ever bought a pomegranate. You open it up, it's just full of seeds, but it tastes so good. They really do taste good, guys. I'm telling you, when you buy the pomegranate, the seeds taste good. Dark red, you know what I mean? And they're kind of messy, but they taste good. And it's so good for you. Drinking pomegranate juice may lower systolic pressure by approximately 5 points and lower the bottom one by maybe 2 points. Choose fresh juice and no added sugar. But you know something? I appreciate the fact maybe it doesn't lower the blood pressure as much as some of the other things, but guess what it does though is it removes the plaque. It clears those arteries. That's huge. That's dynamic. The last one for today, but not least, is walnuts. Walnuts. You say what? Yeah, yeah, walnuts. Walnuts like fish, like like what else do we have? Flaxseed. They're rich in omega 3. And some people say I don't like fish and I don't like this one. Then maybe you like walnuts, right? Walnuts are rich in omega 3 fatty acids and antioxidants, which helps to do what? Y'all already know it. Reduce the LDL, the bad cholesterol, and inflammation in arteries. It fights inflammation. It's those little walnuts that we eat. They contain L-arginine and amino acid that produce nitric oxide production, aiding in what? Blood vessel relaxation and circulation. So all we need to do, don't eat a lot because they are fattening. I've been eating too many nuts, and then I've got to figure out how to back off my nuts because I do like them mixed nuts, all nuts. Yeah, I know. All right, you eat a handful, about an ounce, just in the palm. And if you can, get the natural ones, get the unsalted ones. You don't need the salt. And you know what I do? You know where the baking department is? Where you go, like I said, I don't bake much now, but I still go in there. So you know where all the baking goods are, right? If you look where the nuts are, you can get big bags of walnuts. They're cheaper than you can if you just go over into the nut aisle where they got all the bag um, mixed nuts and all these nuts and all those things over there in those little things. Yeah, you can go over there in the baker's aisle and look down and you'll see, and you can even see. Um, have you ever bought the walnut pieces? Because you don't have to get the whole half, and you're gonna chew them. You're gonna eat them. It's not like you're gonna bake them or put them in something. This is just for your health. This is going to just for munching on. So you can even buy the pieces or you can buy the big bag. I like to buy the big bag because it lasts longer. And when I'm spending maybe, let's throw out a number. Let's say if I spend $13 for the big bag, then I go over there and get a little one that's got something on it. I'm going to spend 7, 8, 10. They don't last as long. So I've learned how to go into the baker's aisle. Just a tip. You can do it. Check it out if you want to. Okay. So adding walnuts to your diet may reduce total cholesterol by at least almost 4%. So the LDL cholesterol, the bad one, it just about 4%, it drops it down. So what do? I don't do this. I just eat mine. It says soak walnuts overnight to enhance nutrient absorption and make them easier to digest. So if you got somebody you're caring for, a loved one or something, somebody, not something, somebody, and they maybe can't really chew them so well, whatever the case may be, you can find ways to put them in. Guys, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I pray that something in here that I said today in heart health was a benefit to you. And we're going to do some more. Next time it won't be heart health. We'll probably be we're gonna do some more because I find that people are very interested in this and they want to know what we can do. And so as we're talking on the phone and telling people, we can also do a video and help people with this. So I think our next one, unless somebody call me or unless somebody requests a different one, I think we're gonna stay with the heart and we're gonna do heart function and circulation. Heart function and circulation. I think I'd like to go there. That's not very long. That's kind of easy one. And then maybe we'll move into the silent killer, what we talk about a lot, which is blood pressure. It's a silent killer. And he's a silent killer because you don't know, unless you're checking your blood pressure regularly, you're not going to know that you have high blood pressure. The only time you're going to know that you have high blood pressure is when you go to the doctor, you get a check, or you have a stroke, or something happens. And those are not good times to find out if you're having high blood pressure. No. Um, Sometime an artery will rupture. With me, an artery in my eye ruptured, and it gave me a signal back when I was years ago taking care of my loved one, and I ended up with a ruptured artery, and went in and I said, I normally don't get these. What in the world is going on? Come to find out, my blood pressure was like 180. It was like 180 over something. I was highly stressed and not sleeping and ripping and running and doing all kinds of stuff. So thank God my vessel ruptured. I didn't have a stroke, didn't have anything. It released the tension and I was able to get it taken care of right away. So I just want to say thank you guys. Um, Thank you, caregivers. May God bless you all. Um, Guys, do me a favor. Thank you for 19,000 subscribers. We've been getting some new subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing the video. Somebody told me, saying, I don't leave comments, but I share. And then someone said, I don't subscribe because doesn't it cost? It does not cost to subscribe. It is free. The only thing is when you subscribe, you are helping me and you're helping YouTube push things out more. When you hit the like button, you hit that thumbs up thing, that's helping YouTube say, somebody watched this, somebody was interested in this, and we need to share it to more people. That's what that is about. The comments are mainly there for me and for other YouTubers that watch. When they see, they'll see your comment and then they'll comment. But I really love the comments because, um, yeah, I like to know what you're thinking. I like to know what you're thinking. So you're like saying, maybe you can talk about this. I have one friend, uh, God bless her, and thank you so much. I'm gonna shout out a shout out to Barb Johnson. I'm gonna shout out to you, girl. She she when she watches the videos and she'll say, I'm dealing with this. Can you do some research or do one on this one? Or I'm dealing with this. Can you do some? And I appreciate that. I really, really like that. I mean, I'm in my glory. I'm in my glory when I'm researching, when I'm teaching, when I mean, I just love this. So I already know that when my retirement day come, hopefully not too long from now, we'll see. I know I'm going to be continuing to do more and more research and more studies and doing what I can to empower family caregivers in whatever way I can. Uh, yeah, and building each other up, building each other up. What spiritually, physically? This is physical, and mentally, and financially. All these things come together because if you have good health, if you have good health, then you have peace of mind, and then you're saving money because you're not spending money on all kinds of medications and everything. And and you're giving God praise. You're thanking God for keeping you and blessing you, right? Right? And we say, like, yeah. So it all go together. It all goes together. But if you don't have good health, you can have all the money you want. Talk to rich people. Talk to the wealthy folks. Hmm? Talk to the millionaires. Yeah. If they don't have good health, then what good is the money, right? I mean, you just sit there and stare at it. And somebody said to me, you can't take it with you. Guys, thank you. God bless you. I will see you in our next video.